starting a video journal to chronicle my weight loss journey. I've been overweight for several years, probably going on about maybe 15. I'm currently at my biggest weight. I weigh, as of yesterday, which was Monday, January 22nd, I weigh 258 pounds. Several months ago, around September, I went to the doctor and I weighed 259 pounds. I had a job where I sat a lot on my ass and didn't do much. I was stationary all day, and in that time, in that year that I had that job, I pretty much I'm pretty sure that I went over 260 at one point. Not really sure. I didn't really keep up with it. But I started realizing I'm not young. I'm not old either. I'm 34 years old. Gonna be 35 in May. And the older I get, the more this has an impact on me. My knees were hurting. My back was hurting. Is hurting, I should say. I shouldn't say was. My knees, my back, my ankles. Now, my ankles will always hurt me because I was born with club feet as a baby, and although they've been repaired, I have very limited mobility in my ankles. So having an extra close to 100 pounds doesn't help. It hurts. I started noticing, like, if I was standing stationary for long periods of times, that my thighs would, like, start to burn. So it was really difficult for me to kind of say, I can't do this anymore. It's still difficult because I've suffered from depression for most of my life. I was picked on as a child because I looked different from other people, because I had a cleft lip and people didn't understand why I looked different from them. And, I have some issues with my hands. I mean, they're there. They don't exactly work the way they should. They get the job done for me. So, because people didn't understand that this wasn't in my control, I was picked on and made fun of for it, and I became very self-conscious about my body and the way I looked. And for a long time, I put myself into this mindset that you don't like the way you look now. What makes you think if you lose weight, you'll like the way you look? I weigh, I enjoy eating. I'm not gonna lie. I'm only hurting myself by lying, but I enjoy eating. I'm an emotional eater. If I'm upset by something, I want to go out and I eat. I like, pastas and cheeses and carbs and eggs and bacon and French fries and all the things that you probably shouldn't be eating. Everything, they say everything that's good is bad for you, right? And it's pretty true. Several years ago, I came across a workout program called DDP Yoga. And I've been a wrestling fan pretty much my entire life. And Diamond Dallas Page was a wrestler for WCW and then later WWE, and had developed this yoga program to recover from a neck injury that he had sustained, or a back injury. I think it might have been a back injury. And he said that it worked wonders for him, and he developed this program along with another gentleman known as the Yoga Doc, and they created this business. And it wasn't until I came across the Arthur Borman video on YouTube. Look up Disabled Veteran if you haven't already watched it, and hopefully it'll change your life. I'm not going to say it's changed my life. It changed my mindset, though. It made me realize if he can do this, I can do this. My biggest problem trying to lose weight is I live in New York City, and I'm on the subway most of the time for work, and I see large people on the train, and I kept telling myself, I'm not that big. It's okay, I'm not that big. No, but you're still big. And you need to do something about it. All my friends, all my family kept telling me to do something about it. On Father's Day 2017, my father was diagnosed with cancer of the appendix that had already spread to his colon and intestines. After several rounds of chemo, his body, which had already been beaten up by heart disease and diabetes, couldn't take the chemo anymore, and they gave him the diagnosis that he wasn't going to survive. My father and I didn't have the closest relationship. We came to terms towards the end of his life, and he made me promise that I would do something about my weight. He didn't want me to suffer from diabetes or heart disease the way that he had. So I made this promise to my father as he lay dying from cancer. And on November 29th, my father succumbed to cancer. So I've made it my goal to keep this promise to him. And I know it's not going to be easy. I'm going to fall. I'm going to struggle. But I really hope that through my chronicling of this journey, that I can inspire maybe others. I don't know if that's possible at this moment because I haven't accomplished anything. It's January 23rd, 2018, and I just did my first DDP Yoga workout on the DDP Yoga Now app. And it's difficult to make the changes. Eating is enjoyable, but so is living. And I know that if I keep going the way I'm going, I won't live much longer. Whether it's another 5 years, 10 years, I'm only 5'3". I shouldn't weigh 260 pounds. My body's telling me, screaming at me, you can't do this to yourself. You can't do this to us. So hopefully I can stick with this. I've started before. At one point years ago, I got myself down from 223 pounds to 170 pounds within 3 months. I can do this if I stick with it, and hopefully by me chronicling this journey, there'll be more accountability as to keeping up with it, and having people see what I'm doing and what I'm working through, and hopefully it'll work and I can lose the weight and keep the weight off and be a success story. That's my 2018 goal. And I have a message for Diamond Dallas Page. We've met before. You've given me advice at a meet and greet several years ago. I will be a success story. I will make you proud. And I'll hopefully be able to help others and inspire others. And hopefully making that promise to my dad will be the motivating factor for me to stick with this and to prevail. I will not let obesity beat me. It's almost gotten there, but I've kicked out.